Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of No Shit Show. Today we are talking about social media, the effect of it on our daily life, on our friendship, on our relationship, on our family life, and everything else in between. So ladies, hi.
Hello.
How do you feel about social media the minute you open your Instagram, your Facebook, or any other social media platform?
I have a love-hate
How
relationship.
does it impact you? Because we know social media is such a powerful tool and it is a dangerous topic.
Yeah,
Dangerous topic it is.
I feel like it is.
it can be, I think.
We need social media, of course, whether we like it or not, in today's times, way of life, whether it's for business or whatever, we do need social media. But I feel like it can get messy. We can get lost.
Well, let's face it, social media was not first invented for business. It was mainly a
Social.
personal platform
Yeah.
to, how would you define it? To show off, to show up,
Document,
to
connect,
yeah.
to document.
Yeah, document your
Yeah.
life and your...
Mm.
Like, I feel like especially Facebook was its own thing, but Instagram, when I first started using Instagram, it was like I would just be posting pictures more for myself and have like a virtual photo album almost than like posting it behind like the idea of I want people to see this.
Bless you.
Sorry.
So you were
Bless.
more posting for yourself rather than the idea
Yeah,
of
'cause
posting for others and
it's
what
like-
people would think of you.
Yeah, I think it's evolved a lot because like when I'm just talking specifically Instagram, but when Instagram first came out, stories wasn't a thing, highlights wasn't a
Nothing
thing.
was a thing.
Nothing was a
Like
thing.
close friends
you're
wasn't
right.
a thing, messaging wasn't a thing. It was literally just like your page and
true.
pictures with some stupid ass caption like went to the park, like
Yeah.
you know.
It's
and
so true.
it's obviously evolved into something that's monetized now, and which I think is great. But it also there's a lot of bad that comes with the good, and I think I have struggled with it being addictive. Like, not even, I don't post that much, and I don't have like an insane amount of people that I follow or followers. But I find myself like constantly
Scrolling.
grabbing my phone to be like, oh, da, 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 da. Like, I can't watch a movie without looking at
Scrolling on
my
your phone.
Yeah.
What?
I literally, yeah. But this is why I do these like social media breaks.
Which is great. I'm learning from you.
Yeah, where I delete
I'm
all
learning
the
from
apps
you.
off my phone for a weekend, a week. Sometimes I do it for a month, just depending on like where I'm at.
A little
where I'm, like-
rehab. A social media
Yeah.
rehab.
I check myself in a
because you
social media
couldn't
rehab.
just refrain from going on the pages
Not
by
so much
yourself.
that, but like I think for me it's there's just a lot going on there, and sometimes I just want to detach. And I think especially in like today's world, we have access to see so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a great thing, but it also is bad. Like, I don't think we as humans are supposed to see every horrific thing that's going on all over the world. And social media is like, this is happening here, this is happening here. And it just gets, for me, heavy. So I'm like, okay, I need to take like a step back, and I don't, like, I want to know what's going on in the world, and I want to see like what's happening, but I feel like I'm just absorbing all of these like clickbait, you know, it's everything's negative.
But let's say that on pages like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, for instance, well, TikTok may be more news, but let's say Instagram, I mean, when you're scrolling down these pages, we're not checking the news, you know. What I don't like is like the checking the life of others, you know. It's like checking, feeding on what everybody else is doing, and you know, it's such a time wasting pattern that we have sometimes to just scroll, never ending scrolling, just to watch people that we don't even know, what they are doing, what they had for lunch and what they had for dinner and where they went on their trip.
I think with it being short form content too, it's like, okay, one more, I'll watch one more.
One more.
Like, and it's only 5-10 seconds, maybe a minute. TikTok, I think you can do up to 10 minutes, but like it's just so easy. And like I'm scrolling and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this before I go to bed for 5 minutes. And then an hour later, I'm like,
you're still on your phone.
I watched 500 videos with no...
Social media, I think it's tricky.
It's a dangerous tool.
It's a dangerous tool. It's a perfect tool to promote whatever business you have.
Of course.
It's a perfect tool to keep in touch with your family and friends that are scattered around the world, But when it comes to that point where you become obsessed with people that you don't even know, and what they are doing, what their life looks like. And mostly when it becomes dangerous when you start to compare what your life look like and what the life of others. It's a trap, and it's fake. Most of the time they are. I saw now this new business. I can't recall which company or which country, where they rent decor of a private jet for social media purpose, you would where you would go and just shoot and pay loads amount of money to have a photo shoot in a private jet decor, just for what? Social media, because these are not pictures that you're gonna keep to yourself. You have to show the world that you're faking a private jet, or maybe you can put that it's for fun. But most of the people don't put that it's for fun. They pay this amount of money to have a photo shoot in a private jet, faking that they are doing that trip. So this is the level of...
I think that's where it gets really dangerous, because it twists like the reality of life, to where this person is projecting like, this is the lifestyle I'm living, this is what you could have too if you were a content creator or you were whatever. Then people are like, okay, I'm gonna go out and obtain that, and it's like they don't even know they're chasing a fake reality. And how can you compare yourself to something that doesn't even exist?
And nowadays, this is also where I go when I see medias, magazines, online things, videos were exclusively reserved for famous people. So today we have a generation also of famous-y, I don't know how to call it, where everybody thinks that they are someone
this is what
more,
I want to say.
than what they are.
Syndrome.
And they have this attitude that goes around and goes along with the pop singers or really famous artists and models and everyone. And somehow it's I don't want to say it's disturbing. I don't want to go down that line where I want to say...
Say it, girl. Say it. Say it. Spit it out.
I mean, today with the social media tool, I feel like a lot of people don't know who they are anymore.
They get lost.
They got lost along the way. And this is mostly where you've got the problem of people that buy followers or that think that this make them more special and superstars because they just bought 100K followers, and when it's not even real. I mean, this all online, I can't even describe it. It's not even real. I mean, this is not reality. Online media, fame, and followers, likes can be really, really disturbing when you're addicted to this rush of, oh my God, he likes, they like, oh my God, how many likes and everything. And then you put your phone down and you're just in your living room and you're by yourself and you're alone and there's nothing happening more than your online life, then I think this is where the danger can hit some minds, where you can hit severe depression. And
I think the pandemic really launched this obsession with social media. And I think TikTok kind of came out around the same time as the pandemic, I think, or it just started popping off around the pandemic. I feel like maybe not. I got TikTok later, but when we were all having to isolate, that was our only form of connection outside of the house.
Yeah.
So it created this false reality almost of okay, this is how we connect to people now. This is the only way we can connect to people right now. And I feel like now that we're on the other side, there's still that's the only way people connect a lot of times, especially kids that miss those few years of socialization skills that you're learning going to school or interacting with other kids if you're homeschooled or whatever. I think that is super, super apparent in even in dating now. I was watching a podcast or something, maybe it was on a TikTok, but they were talking about how majority of people now ask people out via
social media platforms.
Oh my God, that's so
or
cheap.
text. And very few
they don't
people actually go up to someone and strike up a conversation and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, do you want to get a drink? Da-da-da. And I think maybe here it might be a little bit different, because I do feel like people here still socialize at house parties or cookout brides, I guess what you call them here.
But still, they will wait afterwards. They will
Yeah.
do their little research about that person that they just met,
And
in
then
that
they send
party.
you a message.
Then they send you a message when you were 20 meters away, and they could just walk to you to talk to you.
I feel like, yes, you're right. During pandemic, it all grew, but I feel like it actually exploded after. And I feel like social media became a race. It is a race. People are racing against each other. They are racing against each other. Who is better? Who has a better body? Who has a better kitchen? Who can cook better? Because I feel like everyone came out of pandemic as chefs and personal trainers and gardeners. Everyone all over the sudden, which I get because there was nothing else to do. But everyone was and now, I mean, this is what I see on my social media is body, food, plants. And I'm not saying it because I follow those accounts. This is what I see people are doing. And all over the sudden, everyone wants to shine and everyone is an influencer or is trying to be an influencer. This is how I feel about it. And I feel sometimes I think it's I need to work on myself a little bit more not to have this impression. And I just feel intimidated by those people. And it's not because I sit and I do nothing. It's just that I wish I had the time to do.
But for many, this is their job.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job, exactly.
But
for
even
many,
if I
this
wanted
is
to
their
do
job,
it on the side, I can't. It's impossible, And I look at some reels or photos or lifestyles of some people, and I'm like, when did you do this?
Yeah.
How did you get there?
They just go there for the pictures and they spend 5 minutes in the place. But what I think, to go deeper into this point that I want to make now about the fake feed of some profile that you get on the media, is that it gives you something that is totally not real. That means they would go to a place, do a shoot, like if they stayed there or even ate there or bought that dress, bought that bag, where they just tried 1,000 clothes, shoot themselves in, and the caption would be, that was a good shopping day. I don't understand
So you don't believe they actually bought those clothes?
No, for many, you know that they didn't. It's for many, you know that actually they struggle normally, you know. And this is for the people that I can see surrounding, that people that I know, and people, I don't understand why you're creating this fake or illusion on the media of a life that you're not actually living.
Because they want to be seen.
Yeah, but where does this come from?
So low self-esteem.
Yeah, I think some of it's just like
attention seeking, appreciation.
If it's your job, I understand you're promoting.
I feel like there's this like time in social media where it was kind of perfect, where the authentic and real content was what people sought after and enjoyed watching. And I think that aspect of it being authentic and real and vulnerable ended up becoming something that was people saw could be monetized. So now people are constantly trying to project this like authentic life, real life, and in doing so it's disingenuine because they're trying to like project this image that it's not. And now you have people that are like promoting whatever product that they can get a sponsorship for, or get paid for, or an affiliate link for, without actually liking the product or using the product. So there's a lot of like, I feel like it's hard to tell now like who's real and who's not anymore. And there's actually this interesting account. I'm gonna plug him because I think his stuff is amazing. His account is called Sailing with Phoenix, and he's kind of new, but he's literally sailing from Oregon to Hawaii, and his goal is to like sail around the world. And he's been documenting like every day this process. But it's interesting to watch because he's on this sailboat by himself with his cat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, with his cat too. He has a cat.
I'm sold.
But you can just tell, like when you watch his stuff, like he'll just have like the most random things and just like kind of have like a little blip of what his thought is at the moment. And it is like real and authentic, and he's not pushing anything. He's not pushing a lifestyle agenda. He's just like, this is what I'm doing. And like his story is inspiring too. Like,
yeah, but there is a story from a special person who's taking his sailing boat by himself with his cat and crossing the ocean. I mean, this is something interesting that is worth watching.
And that I think is the beauty of social media.
Everyone advertising shampoos.
Yeah. But accounts like that, I'm like, that's what social media was created for. And that's like, I think why most people want to be on social media and to see like, oh, this guy's like living his dream and da-da-da, whatever, like, and it being inspired. And somehow along the way, like, I think because it's become such a monetized thing, it's now like people see it as like a get rich fast thing, and which is not. Like it does take a lot of work to get to the point where you're making money off of it. Like there's a lot of
real followers that are genuinely interested with your content because you do something special. Nowadays, I don't understand that you see, I can't even talk about it because it's not clicking. You created your platform doing your thing, fine. You should be okay if you just had 10 followers, because at least there are 10 real followers. I don't understand this process of buying followers to give an illusion that you are a big influencer because you have blah, 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 K followers, where more than half of them are fake, and acting like a superstar. This is where I get lost in this.
I don't think that's at least like, and I think me coming from the States, the social media, especially like content creation, is a little bit different than what I've seen here. And I feel like you can't buy followers in the States. Like
you can.
You can.
You can.
You can, okay. But like nobody cares how many followers you have.
Oh.
Like you could have 3,000 followers, 300 followers. It's about engagement. So if you have 300 followers and 200 people are liking and commenting and interacting on your posts, you have high engagement.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, you'll naturally be growing your account because of that. And that's what people invest in. But I think the whole like concept of buying followers now at a time was a thing, but it's not anymore because nobody, like actual businesses, aren't looking at those numbers anymore. They're looking at the analytics behind your engagement.
Okay, but this is the part of the professional part. But then again, now I'm going to the common people who have social media and who are feeding on nowadays how many 10,000s and thousands and thousands of filters. Everyone modifies their body before posting their face, their butt, their boobs to post that perfect image, and then you are projecting something that is not real. I saw that there was a surgeon actually who said that a lot of young adults go to them with a picture of someone that can't be real. It's unrealistic beauty standards to go and ask to look like that person that spent hours modifying and tricking to resemble. You know, everything is changing from the fake image that we are projecting on something that is not supposed to be for that utility, you know? And I think that when you're too young and you're handling, when you're changing, growing, when you are an adolescent and you spend hours on your phone scrolling and scrolling on supermodels that have this thin thighs and, you know, waist, big boobies. And I mean, if you can't find your ground, if you're not solid in your head, I think that you can start growing up and having a part of your adolescence facing much and a lot of mental issues because of social media. And I think, I don't know which country now has prohibited social media to the less than 16 years old. I think it's Iceland or somewhere. I can't say.
It's somewhere I know.
I can't say. And they are right.
I agree. I mean, I don't think you should have social media until you're like 16.
16 and
but as like I wouldn't also not be the parent that would be like, no, you can't get on, because I'm like, I think that just creates a relationship with your child to where they're gonna do it anyways
behind your back.
Like, I would rather know about it and like be able to somewhat monitor it. But yeah, I think I can't imagine being a child today growing up with social media.
Exactly.
A lot of pressure.
So much pressure.
We got it at late age where we were mature enough to differentiate.
And
or
yet
to
people
think.
still don't.
And yet people still don't.
Yeah.
But being a kid and having this in your hand when your body is changing, it just...
But and also having that digital footprint as a child, like it's like what you put out there is on there forever. I'm like, Facebook
TikTok
memories,
kids dancing and doing all their things. They are 7, they are 8.
Yeah, you put stupid shit out there when you were a kid, and like now, like when you're 30, 40, whatever you said and put out there. I'm like, Facebook memories is my like biggest nemesis, because I'm like, me in my emo phase, updating Facebook statuses, like,
oh my God,
quoting like emo lyrics
Do you
and stuff.
That?
Cringe.
No, I didn't have my own Facebook account.
Yeah, because you were dating a control freak.
But even before that, I didn't have Facebook. I had MySpace.
I had MySpace and Facebook, but I got Facebook in middle school. Yeah, it was in middle school.
I can tell you by pictures when I created my Facebook. I think it was in 2000 only, in 2000. 15 maybe.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
See, but now you don't have to have
Even later,
the
maybe?
cringy Facebook memories.
No,
pop
I don't
up.
have that. No, but if I had MySpace, damn, I'll be in trouble.
Yeah, I couldn't remember my MySpace password, thank God. Let that thing burn digital hell. But yeah, I have cringy Facebook statuses, cringy Facebook pictures. Nothing bad, but like emo lyrics, like quoting like.
Okay, the first picture I uploaded on my personal Facebook was in 2014.
Damn, I think more or less I would go that
I got mine
way.
in 2007.
Yeah, but now imagine, how old were you then?
I don't know. I was in high school.
Yeah, this generation are gonna have pictures of. Well, then tell me again, because we are posting pictures of our kids online. They might not be posting them themselves, but we're still posting.
I try not to, and not only because I don't want to, it's because my kids don't allow me to. Whenever I take a picture of them, they're
Don't
like, "Are you going to
post
post it?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to post it." And I actually do ask them, "Can I post this little
Yeah.
video? Is it
that's
okay?"
good.
And if they tell me no, it's a no. If it's a yes, it's a yes. But I respect their opinion, and people will think that, okay, it says you have 3 kids. We know you have 3 kids, but you don't post them. Are the kids with you, or are they always with their dad? Like, just because I don't post them, you see how quickly people assume because you don't post something on social media nowadays. They think
but
it's
a
not
soft
there.
surveillance. You
Yes.
know? For many, you
And-
track the life of people like
yes.
this.
And just because I don't expose my kids out there simply because 1, I don't want to, and 2, because my kids don't allow me to,
They think you don't have their kids.
they think I don't have the kids. And the truth is that kids are with me all the time.
Yeah. Do your kids have social media?
No.
My eldest daughter has, it's not public. She does make little videos on it. She's actually into makeup. So she's doing makeup transformations, and she sends all the videos that she makes to me. She shows them to me, and I have
She
full
doesn't have a
control.
platform.
No, I have full control over her.
Yeah.
Her applications, because you can join iPhone to iPhone. So I see what she is doing, and I see how much time she spends on it, and I can block it anytime. But she is a reasonable young girl, and I have no reasons not to. I know it's dangerous. I know the consequences of it because I have been her age, and I have been a young girl myself. The thing is, I don't really want to block my kids from things as well.
But I mean,
nowadays,
they don't have
so you need to find a balance.
what they're doing. It's not a social platform.
No.
She doesn't have an Instagram or a TikTok account where she's dancing the
and
whole
she
time.
did ask me for an Instagram. I said absolutely
not. Me too. I said absolutely not.
Yeah.
And nowadays you have more predators on
Of
platforms.
course.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. It's kid. Everyone is exposed to, just like you have stupid people hitting on you on your social media account. Kids have the same, and they are
10
too
times
young
worse too.
to make the difference. When someone with don't tell your mommy I'm writing to you. How many incidents like this where kids met strangers that they met on platforms in real life, and the parents had no idea what was going on? I think you're exposing the person that has a social media account should be mature enough also to make the difference between what is right and what is wrong, what is dangerous and what is not, what can be a trap that could lead her to death. I mean, it's look lately what has been happening on this platform with the young adolescents and all
bullying.
Cyberbullying, these stupid games that has been going on, killing people. And I mean, it's not to be taken lightly. What can be for adults a way of exposing your fantastic life, for younger generation that are somehow not coming from a loving family or where they have a lot of time by themselves on their own, can be super dangerous to be exposed to things that we're not supposed to be exposed to.
I mean, us adults are in danger itself.
Exactly.
And now we are talking about kids. Just people will aim, sick people will aim at anything and anyone, regardless the age.
It's sick.
Especially in
It's sick out
social
there.
media, who you can pretend to be anyone you want.
I think it's a good point.
Yeah.
And lately, the country was shocked also with some very sad events linked to social media.
Exactly, and it's so
real.
sad that it's more and more, because I feel like we don't educate teenagers, kids enough. I feel like it should be part of their education.
I think it should come with a proper explanatory booklet of how to safely use your media.
I actually think there should be a lecture at school.
Like
we have sex educations at school for 4 weeks every Tuesday. Like a school will have a 4-week program every Tuesday. It's life and sexual education. Why can't we have social media education and the risks that come with it and what to look out for? Teach those kids what to look out for and what to avoid, and make them more aware that it can actually happen to anyone, that it's not bullshit, and that it's not, adults like making things up just for you not to have Instagram account, for example. But this is where it starts.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't educate.
And I think also kids don't have the experience or brain development.
The clarity,
to be able to recognize.
Because it's not explained to them in their words, in their language, from their approach. Because obviously there's a different way we speak to kids than we will speak to an adult. And to reach that little brain and to pass the information, not always this little brain has the actual capacity for it. So we need to sit down, talk slow, talk clearly in their words for them to understand.
Yeah. And I think social media it's like a funnel. Like there's everything going on in the world funneling into your screen, and like
and
a child's brain soaks everything up. And I think it's too much access, and I find myself like, you can use social media as an avoidant tactic. It's a way to avoid dealing with and sitting with the emotions that you have. And like as a child, you're still learning how to regulate your emotions and how, like, what's an appropriate reaction to what. And when you're getting fed all this stuff,
images
can be really like people
disturbing.
Angry, like for me, I have a US phone and my Mauritian phone, and on my US phone, on my social medias, it's a lot of it's political stuff that is like pushed on my feeds because that's the hot topics that's going on there. And it's exhausting seeing that all the time. But it's also something kids should not be having to watch or listen to.
Yeah.
And I think, and I find myself like, I have had struggles with anxiety and depression for a large portion of my adult life. And I would find myself like going to my phone to go and just like sitting there mindlessly scrolling as a way to, I guess, try to avoid anxiety, but it's more anxiety inducing than anything. But I'm like, okay, if I can sit here and mindlessly scroll through this, then I don't have to think about this that's actually going on in my real world.
Do you think you would have a better life without actually having these, without having social media?
I think I would have.
Do you think your life would be more meaningful? I'm using the word meaningful, because you would do, first of all, things for yourself and not to show up and be real about what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing. And then there is another huge problem that we didn't touch about social media and the way it actually affects your relationship with your partners, because this is a new cheating tool now. It gives you access to thousands and thousands and thousands of individuals online that don't look and are not anywhere close to real women, and your partners is just getting blind for and liking and scrolling and this kind of new online jealousy building up in relationship of women that he will never meet. He will never even talk to them most of the time, But still, one little like on that little picture, and this is a new start for a new discussion that without social media, you would get the man a bad time if he would look at a woman on the street, let's say. But social media has brought a new level of jealousy in couples and a new way and a new form of cheating for many, which consider it cheating, you know. What do you think about this?
I'll say,
Have you experienced this?
I'll answer your first question.
Yeah, I was going
first.
to.
Yeah.
I do feel like my life would be, I think I would be more present in my life without social media, because I wouldn't be like, ooh, this is a pretty sunset, let me take a picture of this. I'd be like, let me sit here and watch the sunset.
Let me watch it. Yeah.
And to be honest, I never really post, like, I'll repost stories. Occasionally I'll post on my stories, but like my whatever story feed or whatever post feed or whatever you call it. I sound like a boomer or something, but like my Instagram feed, whatever. I think the last time I posted on there was like, I did post one a few months ago, but before that it was like October of last year.
So you don't post?
I don't post a lot.
So you are on the other side. You're
I don't care. Yeah,
watcher.
I could care less like if people like my stuff or give a shit about my stuff. I like watching stuff because
exactly, you watch.
It makes me feel connected to my people back home. And like, I feel like my love language is memes. I blow up all my friends with memes. And like, but like, that's how like my friends and I talk all day long, because we're posting memes back and forth to each other. And like, just having a little something of like, like this made me think of you kind of thing. Like, it's a way to be connected to people when you're not.
I totally agree.
It's actually amazing that, you know, once she flooded me with like 30, and I'm like, she thought about me 30 times.
Yeah, but this is like a new way of communication also.
And I like that she, you know, it's
memes.
nice to have this person that you can share those stupid, silly things, and the other person will laugh at it and appreciate it, you know?
Yeah, it's
like,
a
I
new
love
kind
it.
of communication.
I love it.
And I do feel like in a way it does make you kind of closer to people that you already have an actual friendship and connection with, because I'm seeing sides of her humor that like we might not necessarily see in a normal conversation, you know? Yeah. But like, I do feel like it takes away from for a lot of people, like being present in the moment. Like I was saying, even just sitting and watching a movie, I'm constantly just sitting there like, and then I find myself and I'm like, I toss it on the couch. 15 minutes later, okay, I'm bored with the movie. Like, like I can't sit and be bored.
Okay.
But answering your question,
would your life be better?
My life would have been better. I think my mind would have been better, because I feel like I would be maybe a little bit more confident. Then, but I know that's an inside work that I need to do, that I let whatever I see affect me, and it kind of crushes down my confidence. And I know it's not those people's fault. It is my fault that I need to work on. But if I didn't have social media, I would probably be more at peace in a relationship. In a relationship, like, because the question was also before, how does social media affect your relationship? So we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my life probably would have been more peaceful without social media if it didn't exist. Or if it wasn't so much pressure, because I would love to post more. I would like to post a lot more, but I feel like people nowadays are so judgmental that whatever you post, it's going to be screenshotted 5 times and it's going to be sent somewhere else.
See, I never think about that.
People do it. People do it.
And actually, I do have on my post like this little paper plane that has been sent to I don't know how many. I'm like, who is sending what?
Yes,
but you can't
they are sharing
when people send you.
But you can't see who sent to who.
You don't know who sent to who, but it says that it's been sent. I don't know how many times. I'm like, oh my God.
But I wish I could post more of whatever, of the person that I am, of my interest, of what I do. But then people will be like, oh my God, did you see her kitchen? Oh my God, did you see her bedroom? They forget the actual point of the story or the photo.
Yeah.
They look behind
Where
it.
to
I don't
criticize.
feel like
And the
that at
pressure is
all.
so
it's
high.
real. Where to criticize.
Maybe it's just here on the island. But I feel like
No.
everyone is entitled to an opinion and to a judgment to your profile. Yet they follow you. They are here for more.
For more.
To see what you are up to. And they're going to look, but they're going to judge. Right? So this is where my insecurities come. And back to the other question, social media
And
does
relationship.
impact your relationship.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, yes, it does. Even your friendship, even your family life. Like I had to hide my mom from my Instagram because she would. That's another thing. My mom's a very special character. That she would comment badly on my stories, on my pictures, on my whatever. So I was like, okay, no, you don't have to see this, if you're going to give me this kind of feedback. And I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong on social media. And this is why I also wanted to do the podcast where we can freely talk about it.
I think so too.
So back to relationships and social media. It's a very sensitive topic because you said,
it is a big topic.
Because like you said, your partner, whether it's a man or a woman, will tend to drift away from you because of social media.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think, yes, it can definitely happen. And it can for sure be a tool for if you're going to, your partner drifts, social media is a pretty easy way to do that, I think, because you can kind of low-key, discreetly do messaging or whatever. But I have had relationships in the past where my ex or whatever would be messaging people or liking. Of course, it happens, and I feel like it happens frequently. But I don't think that it's, if you have social media, you're going to drift off,
So you're saying that in the hand of the right partner, it shouldn't have to be a problem.
I don't think it would happen. I don't think it would be a problem with the right partner.
Yeah, exactly. Probably you're right, though. But let's face it. Down the line, past a certain amount of time with your partner, and especially when you are having issues in your couple where you could have solved it, talking to your partner, sitting down and fixing the problem, social media has become like some kind of distraction, instead of then turning to your partner and saying, let's fix this shit. And they are just like, oh, what is my ex doing? Let's go. We're going down the profile, looking for her and that, engaging in a useless conversation just because home you're not feeling okay. Back then, in the days where there were no phone with social media, where you could access so many people of your past, the past was the past, because it takes more guts to just take your phone, dial the number and say, hey, I'm having trouble with my partner right now. Want to talk? Or the person will be like, you freak. I mean, now it's, how do I do it? Just a little like on the picture. Then the other person respond, hey there. And then, it small hints, sublime little hints that gets in the snowball effect, where before you didn't have this. And today I think that it's really annoying, actually, all these little insignificant links and path that comes from the past that people don't cut and are still open and fluid. And anytime they want, they just go there because of social media, because it's easy, it's accessible, it's so, alike. It's on the fingertip. And you link again with something that can end up, it all starts with a like, and I think that on that path, it is a problem. And maybe the person didn't meant to go that far, but I'm categoric that without social media, a lot of issues wouldn't have happened. And people
For
would
sure,
take
yeah.
more time to fix what they have home and take care of it than rather turn their back on their partner, make the gap deeper because they are busy entertaining over
Question then.
things.
Does it bother you when your partner is like giving out likes? And I would like to ask the same to our audience, whether your boyfriend or your girlfriend is there liking all those pictures that you wouldn't like them to like. How does it affect you? Does it bother you? Has it affected your relationship? Is it a common problem? Is it a big issue for you, or maybe not at all? Maybe you're super fine with it. I would like to know all those different opinions from you and from our audience.
Yeah, this is a modern problem again. Likes and follow. Why are you following? Mostly, yes. I get annoyed when my own partner doesn't like any of my pictures and doesn't even follow me, but has the time to like all the exes and people that he doesn't even know.
Wait, your partner
And
doesn't follow you on social media?
my actual doesn't actually have social media. I'm talking about my past
okay.
experience and why I got so many issues. And actually, I did find out that there was a lot more going on via social media, you know. So yes, I don't understand. If I put it into the real life, there's one thing like, yeah, you scroll, you watch, you love, good, you have eyes. And if something is beautiful, it's wow. Yeah, whatever. I mean, you're not in a jail. I didn't castrate you, and you are a free man to watch. One thing in real life, your partner is turning around on a woman, a beautiful woman. Fine. One thing in real life, your partner is turning around on a other woman and go to engage with that woman, talking to her and saying upfront in the language of the social media alike, I like you. I mean, what the F? I mean, now it's, you know, if I put the social media situation to real life, it sounds bad. And many won't agree with me, but I think that it's a form of complete disrespect, because I feel like you give that person also the impression that she has access to your man and that your man would be open to anything with that person.
Yeah.
You can watch, you can do, but don't interact, you know?
I don't mind the interaction of likes as long as the attention is also given to me. If I have the guy's attention, if you are giving me this attention of love and appreciation at home, whether it's in front of people or when we are alone, go and like whoever the fuck you want.
But what is this like?
I don't care. I don't mind whether it's a friend or I don't know, a person you know, or I honestly don't mind as long as you value what you have in front of you at home. Then I don't mind. It really doesn't bother me to, you know, that the guy goes and likes a picture of a girl in a bikini. Fine, fair enough. It's men. They will do it. But it got to the point where it bothered me so much that I would try to communicate about it. I would try to speak up about it. Hey, I don't like that because, you know, you're not giving me this attention. Like you barely said hello to me today, yet 15 minutes ago you liked a picture of this girl. And I got blocked.
Yeah, that's bad.
I got blocked.
You got blocked
because
I was creating issues.
Because I would bring it up all the time because it bothered me, because each time I tried to communicate about it, there was no change. It was like, are you same shit? Are you this again? Oh my God, you're so jealous. You're so this, you're so that. But it wasn't even that. It
Go
was,
and like man pictures.
you will not see a like, you know, but this is where the toxicity came, that I'm trying to communicate about a problem. I'm trying to sort it out. And what do I get? I get blocked just so he can do it in peace behind my back.
And still do it.
And still do, of course, still do it. But the guy chose to block me
instead of
sorting out
listening
the issue.
To your thought about
so
the
I
problem.
think that's not fair. And I think, and how can you not have trust issues after that? How can you not have any other issues after that?
Blocking is crazy. That's
literally, I got blocked.
Crazy.
Me too, I got blocked.
But that's but I think that's ultimately, to me, in my opinion, like what it comes down to is the trust that you have with your partner. Like same thing with you. Like my husband doesn't use social media anymore, but he did have it when we first started dating, and it didn't bother me. Like I wasn't like paying attention really to what he was doing, liking or whatnot, because I trusted him. And I trust him. Like but I did have my ex. Wasn't really paying attention to what he was liking either. I guess maybe I was, because you used to be able to see like on your news feed, like so-and-so liked this picture.
But without that, like, it's not that I went and I stalked who he liked. It's that, let's say I would see XYZ post a new picture on the beach, and the first person or second or third person that was like it was him. And it's like we can see it today as well. If I go on a neutral friend or a person or whoever, public person on Instagram, public, I mean local but public, that account is not private, you see a picture, you click on it, and I can see that you liked it. And the first person that was there was the guy. So I'm like,
personally, me, what really annoyed me, as I already said, like, maybe Ashley pinpoint a good point, like if there is the trust or whatever. But then again, I think that if you are with that kind of partner where, I don't know how to put it without sounding too grandma, but I believe that the guy that you're dating, your man or sometimes your husband, when you're acting this way on a social platform, most of the time, people like me, for instance, if I see married men keep on liking and private messaging me, or men
messaging
that are...
is different. That's different.
For me, there's no difference. You're entertaining something on the media. You're giving someone the attention that you shouldn't be. And if...
knowing exactly it will annoy the other person.
Exactly.
That's my problem.
Exactly that this is not okay. Because then if I am not a decent person and I entertain this shit, this can go far, you know? Because I've experienced it. Men would try, and the woman would have the power to lead or stop the shit. And most of the women entertain it because the women like attention, okay? So it all starts with that first like, and the fact that
you think
this
it like opens the door
initiates this, and it opens the door to something else. And when you are in a relationship where you respect your woman, I'm not saying that, oh my God, this is a real famous person, an actress, a top model, or, you know, like, wow, like, I'm talking about the girl next door, let's say, and people in your own circle, people in your, you know, normal people. And that your woman, your man or woman is totally excited about this new picture and like putting flames and oh my God, you know, I think it's total lack of respect for your partner.
Yeah, I think the likes are kind of whatever to me, but yeah, flames,
no difference.
Messages, that's different to me.
So beautiful, all the flames, all the
that's
link,
weird. That's too
and
much.
then the inbox and this can't come. There's nothing positive in this if you are in a relationship.
Yeah,
I think it became so easy to disrespect your partner this way, and for many who wants to actually tone you down and gaslight your feeling and make
Yeah, this is what it
tell
was.
you that you're exaggerating.
This is what it
Come
was.
on, don't be so jealous. Grew some more self-esteem and
Mm-hmm.
what did I do wrong or anything? It is wrong. I mean, for me personally, it is wrong.
I just felt like my feelings at that moment were invalid and not important to that person. And I felt like I should ignore my feelings too, even though it felt wrong. But not to upset the other person, I lowered myself, which was a wrong thing to do.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that like you had a conversation with them
so many
and
times,
they
which is
basically
why I
said,
got blocked.
Yeah, F you about it. Like it should be, I think, regardless, like if the person liked it with the intent of something or not, and you had the conversation of, hey, this makes me feel da 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 da, and they're like, I don't give a shit, and I keep liking, then that's different for me.
And now if ever this person is going to listen to this, they will say, I never did that.
Oh,
this has never happened.
They all never did that.
It never happened.
Yeah. I think we would have happier couples
without social media.
I mean, it definitely adds another layer of like
of online struggle, you know?
Yeah.
Insecurities, I think. But it took me some mental work to work on that.
But what? This is the thing. You shouldn't have to work on that because it shouldn't exist. It's a new disease. It's a new form of jealousy. It's a new form of trouble. It's new cheating. It's AI cheating.
I know exactly what it is, and I know where it starts because it's not like I don't receive those messages, but I choose to ignore them.
I've read, because I'm doing some personal studies for myself, that you now have the problem where both men and women, they don't address what they are going through to their partners or to their friends. They go to ChatGPT or whatever AI psychological help.
I heard that, and that is not okay.
They even get romantic with them while talking.
I heard that. You know? Yes, I heard that. Someone I heard
falling in love with ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I heard a lady that I know that she uses ChatGPT as a psychologist.
And first, instead of turning to her partner to talk about her issues, she talked to ChatGPT. And the girl even said in the study, she asked him, why don't you talk to me about your issues? And why are you talking to your phone? And he answered, at least she's not judging and she's listening. You know, it's like...
Because she's not real.
It's a phone.
Well, Ashley, this is a real thing now. And if you go on the net and if you type your own research, tap just AI love, for instance, you have a lot of new application now where people that are single rather be engaging romantically with their phone than meeting new people. Hey, sweetie, hey, blah, 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 blah. How was your day?
I have questions. I have so many questions.
Well, it's real. It's real.
But this can't give you the emotional,
to spice up your life. Some people introduce a third partner via AI in the couple.
What the fuck?
They're in a throuple with AI.
Yeah.
What?
A throuple.
A throuple with AI. This is real.
I have questions. I have intimate questions.
Well, ask ChatGPT. I'm sure they'll tell you.
But when you check this new layer of everything, this is modern dating, modern love,
this is modern
trouble,
bullshit.
Modern bullshit. I mean, where it is modern bullshit. Where is the limit? Where is now what we're talking? It's still super soft, but
I think I've heard enough. Shit.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing.
It's good to
with
know,
social media.
So thank you for sharing.
It is good to know because we check Japan. Go in, look what kind of apps they have for singles. Man, these machines are gonna replace like real people prefer to have this kind of interaction.
No, I don't.
It's real.
But that's, I think, a product of social media where the connection, like the genuine, real connection versus an online connection is blurred now.
And
the
you
reality
said
is
something
blurred.
also, you said something really true, is that we were not supposed to have access to so much and so many people.
No, humans were supposed to live in their little
And
tribes
it
and
made
pods
everything
and it
easier
escalated.
now. It
now we have
escalated.
access to everybody, everywhere, anytime, and it's we're not supposed to live like that.
Oh my God, remember that guy when I was 6? Put the name, scroll, try to find him on social media, and here you go. Getting a relationship 30 years after with some childhood friend that was not supposed to be part of your present. I think that it's super dangerous keeping this past alive, and always living with nostalgia, because you can go back and meet again all these. I mean,
I think I'm gonna do another social media cleanse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another social media cleanse weekend.
I think I will too. Maybe next weekend.
It really does. Like, I highly recommend it.
Or this
feel
weekend,
just
actually. I don't know.
disconnecting
I'll
and
see.
resetting.
Anyway, thank you, girls. This was a very, very, very good and interesting conversation. We're going to end it here. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment wherever you found this conversation relatable to your life, to your experience. We want to know what you think. So thank you so much. And until next time.
Bye.
Bye.